Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Leanne. I haven't been posting anything recently, but I've been pretty much compiling this big haul in like July and August and a little bit now. Yeah, I kind of just kept pushing it back, like, oh, I'll film this haul, and then it just kept getting like bigger. Now I'm just gonna make one ginormous haul. This is everything I've bought since July, so I'll probably come up with the number of things I actually bought at the end of the video. I'll count them all later. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. In there. Just have, like, look how easily I can oh. Oh yeah. So I bought Kaiju number 8. Oh, see, yeah, look, I got a ring light now so you could, see my face. I bought Kaiju number 8. I'm sure I already told you guys about this. These Haikyuu volumes got reprinted. I've been looking for them since I started collecting them religiously. Oh, you can't see it in the video, but so I bought 19 and 20, 21 and 26. So now, which means I finally completed my Haikyuu collection. Was I gonna wait for a set? I could have, but instead I was like, no, I want to buy all of them now. If you don't know it by any chance, it's a volleyball anime, but it's more than that. I've always been someone who's like, I'm not into sports anime. Like, this will prove you wrong. Anyway, but the anime leaves out a lot of details that they had in the manga, like little snippets of conversations and interactions, and like there's only so much time they can show. So if you're a Haikyuu fan, I definitely recommend, buying the manga. Of course, we bought JJK. Ooh, how do I? JJK 17. Not much to say. I started buying all the Gintama again because I have 1 through, I think, 16. I should have bought the rest that I didn't have when I saw them in book off, because now I can't find some of them. They're out of print now. So Gintama is one of those shonen Jump series that got discontinued in America, but it's one of those things where when it's funny, those mangas, when it's funny, and then when they're serious and they're showing serious, like, emotional arcs that are like very plot heavy, then it's really good. So I definitely recommend Gintama. It's one of those classics and it's pretty good. I really recommend this. This always has a place in my heart. So yeah, among the other the other reprints that I've been seeing, I didn't know I was missing Akatsuki no Yona, or Yona of the Dawn, volume 6. So I bought that. I will always preach, watch Yona of the Dawn or read it. One of my favorite shoujo, always. So I have like mostly the buses of this, and I was like getting into it again. I wanted to buy these volumes specifically. This is Skip Beat. I bought 43, 44, 45, and 46. Why? Because something happens and it took me this long. It took us this long, this volume, for it to happen, which was like 20 years, or probably as long as I've been alive. I don't know. But TLDR, this girl got dumped by her childhood friend who left to become a superstar, like a rock star, like a J-pop star, J-rock star. And she was so heartbroken, she decides that she's gonna get revenge on him and become a top tier actress. Meets this guy named Ren, and who just hates her guts because he hates that she went into acting because of that. But there's a lot more story besides that. Their connection runs actually way deeper than that. So if you're into slow burn, like really like slow burn romance manga, you could read this. But I think I'm just here because I've been here for so long that it makes no sense for me to stop now. So that's Skippy. And then I bought Snow White and the Red Hair. I have volume 3, which I guess got reprinted recently, the newest volume, volume 20. So now I'm pretty caught up with Snow White and the Red Hair. I bought all of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. I heard the premise, I loved it. It's about an elf who was in a hero's party and traveled together for 10 years. She has no concept of time when it comes to humans. And she also is, you know, emotionally inept. Like, she just doesn't understand emotions. And when they finally beat the Demon King, they go their separate ways. She leaves for 50 years, you know, to travel the world. And she comes back, and all her friends are old. The hero is old. They go on one last journey together to see this meteor shower that they, you know, saw when they were younger. The hero dies. She realizes that even though she had traveled 10 years with the hero and these guys, like, she really doesn't know anything about them. And now she kind of has regrets. And essentially, I'll let you guys read and discover it yourselves. This might become my comfort manga. Definitely recommend Frieren Beyond Journey's End. I bought Blue Flag volume 1 through 8. He's just this normal dude who was best friends with this guy. And because he thought they were so different, he decides to distance himself from him. And as they grow up, they go into high school. His friend is like popular, outgoing, cheerful, like everything he thinks is the opposite of him. Then enter this girl who pretty much asks the main character for advice because she has a crush on his best friend, or former best friend as he'd call it. At first, he was just like, he's like, all right, so he helps them get together. Well, not get together, he helps her, like encourages her to get, you know, find ways to get closer to him. Spoiler now, but really, like, his former best friend, or best friend, likes him. So this is a series that really explores LGBTQ themes, what it means to be normal in society, relationships, whether it be friendships, whether it be romantic relationships, whether it be family relationship. I just didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did, but I definitely recommend reading this at least once. Like, it's complicated, like life, you know, life is complicated. So I definitely recommend this story. So I bought Pokemon, the collector's edition. Why? I don't know, but everyone has it in their collection, and I was like, I am a Pokemon fan, so why not? Yeah, so I bought 1, which has red on the cover, 2, which has blue, 3, which has yellow, 4, which has crystal, 5, which has gold, 6, which has Keys Ruby. Sorry, I'm fake fan. This is 7, which is sapphire, I guess, I don't know. 8, which has all of our original heroes. 9, which has silver and yellow. 10, which has emerald. So I've always been interested in reading it because everyone who's read it like really enjoys it, so I will try reading it. I'm slowly making my way through the first volume, so obviously it's gonna take some time, but yeah, I did it. I bought volumes 1, 2, 3 of Play It Cool Boys. My friend Angie recommended it to me. It's a lot thinner than I thought, but I guess it makes sense because it's all colored, but it's beautiful. Wow. Pretty much it's about a bunch of cool guys, and they're just actually dorks, which I love. So yeah, I'm excited to read that. The quality is super nice and the art is really beautiful. So we got Yakuza's what is it, Guide to Babysitting. Still also one of my comfort manga, where pretty much she's the daughter of the Yakuza boss, who her dad there, beautiful, and she's getting babysitted by his like second in command pretty much, and it's just like wholesome type of stuff, and I really love this series. So Dress Up Darling volume 6, do I need to explain it? Probably not. Volumes 14 and 15 of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun series kind of fell off for me because I really don't know what's happening no more. Like, it just reached a point where I don't know, but the art still is beautiful. It's just the story, I'm kind of like, where are they gonna go from here? So we'll see. I got Love of Kill, which I've talked about before. Cheeky Brat, which I read like kind of when I was growing up, so I'm surprised they translated it into English. It's pretty old, but pretty much basketball, high school romance. She's the manager and he's this new underclassman that shows up. Pretty much, you know, typical shoujo, mostly rom-com. Cross-dressing villainess Cecilia Silvi, but this is the manga. I'm sure I've mentioned it before because the light novel is also out, where she is reborn as a villainess and she thinks to avoid her death flag she has to cross-dress as another completely person and just avoid the whole thing together, but you know, that never works out. Love and Heart, which is wrapped in plastic, so I feel like it's spicy this volume because it wasn't wrapped in plastic before. The dude is a yandere, so if you like yanderes, this is probably the book for you. She has amnesia about what happened to the family next door, but this guy shows up and she knows that he's from his childhood, and I don't know how to explain this, but if you like yandere romances with some like mystery, you could read this. I read the whole light novel of this. It's called Hi, I'm a Witch and My Crush Wants Me to Make a Love Potion, and this is how like the titles of manga go nowadays, right? The whole synopsis is in the title. So she is a witch who lives by herself, and this guy who she admired for the longest time is a knight, shows up and asks her to make a love potion for him, and she's just like, oh man, like my heart broke before it started. Like, that's how she feels. So she's like, all right, let me make this for him. And making a love potion takes mad long. It takes like certain ingredients. So really during this whole time they're like getting to know each other, and then he found out she's just a young woman living by herself in the woods. So then he starts, you know, feeling a little protective of her and, you know, learning to trust her, and yeah, so then they, you know, get closer. Yeah, a cute short read. So I bought Inspector, the whole series. I have it all here. I just binge bought the whole thing. So she's a 17-year-old girl, and she had been kidnapped by yokai, but now she can see like yokai and spirits and stuff. So, and she had the biggest crush on this dude while she was in the hospital, and of course he's older. He had a girlfriend, and what starts it all off is that she heard they broke up and she approached him, and then it starts the whole like series of them going and solve mysteries together, hence the word inspector. Then she finds out, besides her having her own powers, in this universe when you eat a demon you gain its power. He has a super OP power, and yeah, so that's what the thing is about. I know not a lot of people talk about this one, and I think it's very particular, but I mean, I liked it. There's like hints of romance when you squint, but I like the yokai and everything in it. We got Blue Period 8, standard. You got Those Not So Sweet Boys volume 6. Oh, 7. They're on 7 now, bro. I told you before, I'm pretty sure, in another haul. This author, I have mixed feelings about this author because sometimes I feel like all her characters look the same, and it's always the same type of love triangle, and it's always like the dark haired dude will always win against this blonde like who seems like a jerk but really isn't a jerk. So, and then the nice happy-go-lucky guy is probably just, I just can't, I'm just here because I already started the ride. I can't stop. Lovesick Ellie volume 5. another shoujo high school romance. Vampire Dormitory, which, you know, she cross dresses into a vampire school. I just looked at a spoiler, but yeah. So I picked this up randomly. Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost, and it's by this mangaka known for like her very specific art style and like gothic stories that are always like a little eerie and disturbing. And sure, there's romance, but it's like not really, but you know, based off, you know, the Beauty and the Beast. So she runs into the monster who pretty much killed her mom when she was younger, and the beast shows up, saves her, but pretty much takes her in, and that's like the whole start of the story. But we shall see how it goes. I don't know, her stuff tends to end some kind of tragedy, so we shall see. Then I bought, I think this is the last volume of Living Room Matsunaga-san. There's like, they all live in a house, and of course there's drama sometimes, but it's cute. Let me tell you, this is my new favorite manga right now. Well, not of all time, but right now. So it's called The Geek X Hitman, and this dude used to be, I already finished reading it, like this volume. He's an Italian hitman who was during a hit saw this dude have this Japanese like figure of this girl that pretty much converts him into this anime, like the figure itself, not the dude that he was killing, converts him into this anime that he becomes a giant otaku for. He leaves the hitman life and he comes to Japan, where he lives out his otaku life of like going to like shows and like watching the anime and buying figures and blah blah blah. And then of course like Italy is sending like people after him because you can't just leave the hitman life, right? So they send, I'm just gonna say it right now just so you could read it. First they send a female assassin who straight up thinks he's mad cool after realizing he's also like an otaku, because she's a fujoshi, she's a girl who likes boys love. So at first she's like, she mistakes him as someone who's, she like ships him and some other dude in her head. And then they send, because she's just straight up monitoring and not doing her job of like actually trying to kill him, they send another dude who is dead ass mad because he admired the girl and was kind of just like, what the hell is, what are you doing? So then he also fails, but he's not really an otaku, he's kind of, but he can draw. And then it pretty much right now is that a thing where they're trying, like the other two want to do a doujinshi, like a fan comic, and they ask the other dude to do, so it's just the funniest. I enjoyed it the whole time, this volume, like I could not put it down. So I definitely recommend The Geek X Hitman. I can't wait for the second volume to come out. Like I bought the omnibuses of Tokyo Revengers 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. You can obviously tell I have not started reading it because this one is still covered in plastic. I don't think I really have to explain Tokyo Revengers, but pretty much he got pushed in a train station, and then all of a sudden he finds himself like 12 years into the past when like he was in high school, and then there was this gang that was like making his life horrible, and then they were also like responsible for his girlfriend's death. And so he's trying to become the #1 gangster, change the future. And I know I've heard it's like a hit or miss, so I'm gonna see. I bought these 4 just to see if I get into it. I don't know if I'll like it, but I know it is popular, so we'll see. I know lots of death, so I'm gonna try not to become attached to anyone. I bought The Dragon Knight's Beloved. This is volume 3. Very cheesy shoujo where it's like she loves dragons, and like her love interest is a dragon knight, and he's known for a long time that they were meant to be. So yeah, just cute, wholesome. I don't know if it's really dramatic. It's okay so far. My Next Life as a Villainess, All Rats Lead to Doom, volume 7. So I'm still collecting all of these. I have to read the title because The titles are mad long and I'm gonna flood it. So this one's The Savior's Book Cafe story in another... Yeah, The Savior's Book Cafe story in another world. She got killed in her other life. The god felt bad. He was like, yo, why don't you come here? You could be a saintess. And she's just straight up like, I want to open a book cafe and call it the day. I don't want to save no one. I'm just chilling. And then this older knight dude shows up, and yeah, it's called Daily Report About My Witch Senpai, Volume 2. Senpai is a witch, and witches have this like prejudice that like they're just inherently better than everyone else because, you know, they got magic powers. But she's just straight up trying her best, and he's just there to defend her. And is this the last one? No. But yes, it's super cute, very wholesome. That's what I've been saying about all of these. I think you could see the trend that I'm just buying wholesome stuff. And yeah, I definitely recommend this. It's very cute. I bought Game In Between the Suits. So toxic, very spicy. So she's a career woman who knows nothing about like the spicy stuff of relationships and romance, and then she meets this dude who's just the biggest player in the whole entire... I bought it because I was so far deep into it when it was getting translated, and I'm still not happy about where it is right now, and I just want to know what happens, and it makes me feel some type of way. Like, you like watching things on fire? I recommend this manga. Speaking of fire, I got fire in his fingertips. This is volume 4 already. Pretty much it's the childhood friend trope. He's a fireman, spicy and fire, and boom. This I'm kind of surprised that it's not wrapped. It's Bite Maker, the King's Omega. But yeah, this is also toxic, and I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, reading the... Yeah, I don't know which dude she gonna end up with. Like, it just seems like there's like 3 dudes. Like, I'm just looking through the thing. Like, I thought it was this guy, but it seems like some other dude. A mess. So this is I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess, and it's mad sus. You got engaged to the crown prince. And this world practices polygamy, and she's not into that. And she knows like the prince and the royal family are like kind of like that. She's like, no. So she was like, maybe if I lose... Not maybe. If I lose my virginity, he won't want to marry me no more. And then she goes to a party. She's like, I'm gonna grab a random dude, bro. Dude, of course, is a crown prince, and that's what starts the whole thing. And he's just a little yandere about it. So now she's trapped, and that's how this manga is. I think it's based off a light novel, which I heard is a lot more spicier. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We got The Haunted Bookstore, Volume 2. It's a girl who is raised by demons, pretty much does... like delivers books to demons and stuff, and different like stories about a demon she encounters, and this sorceress dude also like falls into the story, and she's like, what the hell? It's about the 2 of them and their journey. It's wholesome, kind of sad sometimes. Volume 1, 2, 3 of which is the last volume of Rosie in the Labyrinth. Picked it up randomly. I think this is a world where humans used to exist, and they don't really exist so like as much anymore. They like would choose to keep their human appearance or choose to become something else entirely different. The labyrinth, which every time you go in, it like changes like its appearance. So this is Rosie, and she lives with her family, who are just pretty much, they're not even really related to her, they're just her guardians and her guides, and she just wants to explore the labyrinth. Just a light read, you know. So I bought this today, and I just skimmed through it, and I loved it. So I bought volumes 2, 4, 5. I gotta go buy 1 and 3 now. It's Dragon Goes House Hunting, and it's about a dragon who pretty much wants to find a house for himself and meets all these people along the way. It looks wholesome, it's mad cute, and it's super funny. It's just a dragon trying to live his life just like we are. Bought The Girl from the Other Side, and I've been reading it since it was just a comic like on Pixiv or online or something. I'm so mad though because look, I freaking scuffed the book as I was lifting it to bring it over to film this. So now I'm mad because I spent the whole time just taking care of it, and now it's but it's so beautiful. Like the pages are beautiful, art is definitely just upgraded because of the quality of the book. Like it's just a beautiful thing to have in your collection. I'm gonna probably be collecting all this. I think the singles are all released already. If you like the singles because like you can see like the nice artwork from like each cover, I recommend that. But otherwise, like this hardcover is super nice. I became super curious about this manga because it was in everyone's collection, and understandably so, and I've seen it for like years. I bought Blade of the Immortal, the omnibus one. I bought the whole thing, okay? I bought volume 1, volume 2, please don't laugh at me if I mess this up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Very different from the last stuff I've bought, for sure. The only thing is what's very unique about this that I probably will have to get used to is that it's in American, like English format, so you read left to right instead of right to left. It's about a cursed samurai warrior, cursed in the sense that he's immortal, meets this young girl, pretty much picks her up and joins her in her quest for revenge. So I'm gonna try and read it. Honestly, when I was reading this, it gave me the same vibes as, let me pull it up. It's called Until Death Do Us Part. This dude is not immortal, he's blind. In this modern world, he likes to use a samurai sword. This orphan girl is straight up like, please save me. They save her, but they find out that she can see the future. She went to him knowing that he was gonna save her and they were gonna eventually get married. That's not even really the focus of the story. Like, it's all action. This one's finished. I also recommend this, like, because it's mostly action. And I bought A Tale of the Secret Saint, which I've talked about multiple times. This is volume 3 of the light novel, The White Cat's Revenge. I like it, even though she's kind of a Mary Sue. She got teleported with another girl who's supposed to be her best friend. So they get transported together. Her friend gets mistaken for the saintess. She got tossed. She's like, all right, that's fine. She finds herself in the dragon kingdom. Pretty much has this bracelet where it turns her into a cat, and that's how she meets the king. And because she already got caught up in this lie, she just pretends she's a cat. But there's more to it than that, so super cute. I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss, volume 3, the light novel. I saw that it's getting turned into an anime, very exciting. And we got My Happy Marriage, which also is getting an anime adaptation. This is volume 2. She was pretty much married off to this guy. They all thought he would have divorced her because like none of his engagements like ever last anyway, but turns out they end up really loving each other. Her abusive family is not happy about that, and it's so annoying, but so we'll see. 2 light novels. This one's Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, volume 3. I know this is super popular. I still haven't read it even though I bought volume 3, but I will read it. And the Scum Villain's Self-Saving System. This is volume 3 as well, I believe. And this one's actually the one I was most excited about reading. Chronicles of the Hidden World, How I Became a Doctor for the Gods. And she was transported, well, she died in our world, okay, and got transferred to a place called Izumo, which looks like Japan kind of in a sense, but like supernatural stuff happens. There's gods, there's demons, blah blah blah. When she got attacked, she had to release this former god from his seal. He wants her help to find his brother, and his brother's sick. It turns out he has the power to heal him. So I guess, you know, we'll see how she becomes a doctor for the gods. So that was my 103 or 4 manga volume haul. This was all not at once, okay? This was like over like 2-3 months. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.